Hey there, and as I promised, I would be bringing the correction for the MadLibs game. So um, let's just go ahead and do that. Um, so last time we talked about how we can personalize our strings in Python, and I showed you that like a small uh, MadLib games that we could do, and I asked you to do that as a homework. And today I'm just gonna go through the MadLibs game and show you how you can do that. And the logic of the game is that let's see, is that it's gonna display a message, in your game, and then ask you for anything. Let's say it asks you for an adjective, happy, lion, and verb, eat, exclamation, whoa, whoa, verb, let's say eat again, let's say um, dig, and then it gives you a story, and it actually uses the grammatical stuff that you're putting inside just to give you a random story. And if you see right here, let me look for, like, for example, right here, it all started when I saw a very happy lion eating, or I just put eat because that's the verb it asked, and it kind of makes sense, and you can kind of get the idea of what the MadLib games is if you're not familiar with. So today we're just gonna go ahead and focus on that. I want you to go in our phone that we open and open a new file. And to open a new file, just go ahead and click on this right here where it says new file, and just type there MadLibs game dot py. Okay, so first of all, we wanna just display a message, okay? And sometimes in Python, it's good so that you comment on your code. And how you're gonna comment this is that you're gonna put a hashtag and then comment. Let's say just welcoming message. Okay, so how we're gonna display a welcoming message? Just simple. We're gonna print. Um, gonna use a double quote saying welcome to my MadLibs game. Um, and then we're gonna leave a space right there. And the way you leave a space is you just uh, print like something like without nothing in there. Just use the double quotes in there. It's gonna leave a space in between that. The next sentence that comes, or the next paragraph. So you say welcome to my MadLibs game, and then let's say print one more thing. Let's say to start, enter the following. Alright, so I'm asking the user to enter the following. This is gonna be our game, okay? So we're gonna start asking the users uh, those grammatical forms, but we need to have a story already. So I already have a story. You can go and pick up any story that you can find, but I already have my story in here. So I'm just gonna use 2 paragraphs of my story. That's okay. Okay, so I'm gonna uh, paste my story in here. So 2 paragraphs, and I'm gonna create a variable where I'm gonna store my story. And this variable can be called story. I would say my story. Remember the underscore on the variables. When you're using variables, you have to use underscore. And now we're gonna use one of the personalizing forms that we used last time, or uh, how we can personalize strings. We're gonna use this one, okay? So then we're gonna store in that same variable. So I'm just gonna type F and then personalize stuff, and I'm gonna move all of my string inside of these quotes, okay? So I can use a way in Python where I can break the lines and not having always to use the bar to scroll right to left. And the way I'm gonna break it, I'm gonna use the backslash. So we're gonna use a backslash right here and then hit enter. And the same we're gonna use in everything. Backslash enter. Backslash enter. If you're a professional in Python, you probably wouldn't do a MadLibs game like this. But remember that this video is meant to people that are starting in Python, and I really need to start it from the basics. Um, Already, so right now, as you see here, we need now to identify where we're gonna put the variable. This is my story, and I have here in the in between the brackets um, the variables, and I'm just gonna substitute all these brackets with the variables of the inputs that the users will input. So first thing right here, it's asking for an adjective. This is the way I structure my string. So I'm just gonna go ahead and say I'm gonna open a variable and say input to allow the user to input, and say right there, and adjective. Okay. Um, and so we have the program starting with welcome to my MadLibs game, and then to start, enter the following, an adjective. So the user is gonna put an adjective, and we want this adjective to be shown in this part of the string. So we're gonna substitute that with our variable name in here, adjective one. All right, let's go to the second one, princess name. So let me copy this. So the princess name is gonna also require the user to input a princess name, a princess name. Alrighty, so let's substitute that right here now. Let's substitute also right here with the princess name, and we have to put right here the same name. Let's put that in curly brackets. And yep, we have the princess name. What else? An adjective, a second adjective. So we're just gonna copy this. Just gonna do this. We have right there the second adjective, the third, and we're just gonna copy as well this. I'm gonna substitute right here. I'm gonna put the second and the third adjective right here. Alright, so a noun. So let's copy these as well. Let's say it's a noun, the name of the variable, and let's ask the user a noun. Alright, so we're just gonna let's clean the brackets and just leave the curly brackets, and then a second noun right there. Let's just use all the nouns in the same noun, if that makes sense. So we're just gonna use the single noun for all the nouns. We're gonna display this noun that the user is gonna input for all the single all the nouns in here. And then we have a color. We're just gonna also copy a color. Let's say color, the name of the variable. Color and noun. All right, so let's substitute this. Da, 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 adjective and the verb. Okay, so let's create the fourth adjective. The fourth one. Let's see. This is gonna be the fourth. And the verb. Let's copy these, and I'm gonna call this variable verb and say a verb. And let's substitute this with the curly brackets, from brackets, curly brackets. Okay, so we have everything done. So we display the welcome message, we give the directions to the user, and then we prompt the user a couple of things, and then we store it into variables, and then we put those variables in between our strings. And now let's print our string so we can see. Print. Let's use the name of the string right there, my story. So let's run our program to see. Okay, welcome to my MadLibs game. To start, enter the following. An adjective, I would say happy. And princess names, I would say Ariel. An adjective, let's use a happy again. Another adjective, let's say beautiful. A noun, let's say river. Color, let's say blue. An adjective, let's say furious. A verb, let's say have. And as we see here, once upon a time in the faraway kingdom, there lived a happy and princess named Ariel. So if we see here, there lived a, we put an adjective, happy, a happy princess named Ariel, the name that we put it in, and so on. And you can play with this the way you want to, and you can use the different ways of customizing strings, like we did here in our second lesson. We use this way for the MadLibs program. You can use this way, or that way, but the most professional ones are these three, and I personally use this one more. And thank you so much for your attention, and please like and subscribe to my program, and I'll see you in the next lesson.